now. Um, so me and Jexic were talking about it a little bit. What do you think about this matchup shoots? Uh, the
I
Forge versus
think
Polar
it's
Dwarfs.
I think it's a pretty even matchup, and we actually did have a recent league matchup, the other league, not live league, but it was like last season we did Forge versus Polar Dwarves, and Polar Dwarves did end up the victor of the matchup, though it still felt pretty even to me. It seems I'd expect most games to go where Polar Dwarves set up a defensive wall and then the Forge sets up like an offensive wall next to that, and both use their tricks for like navigating structures and try to get the advantage trading. But yeah, the close game. I was just rewatching it. It was a longer one, but I'd expect this to go longer just because I think the Polar Dwarves are good at defense, so it'll be hard for the Force to get the assassination. But Polar Dwarves are pretty predictable outside of their glacial shift turns. I
Mm,
don't expect them to eliminate um, the Forge Master either.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough to assassinate either summoner, so I expect the game to go longer too. Yeah.
true. Yeah. I guess it
We'll
matters.
see how that comes into play with it being a 45-minute timer. I'm not sure how long like Massimo and Beansley normally take on their turns, if that's going to be a factor or not. I know that the Force can be a faction that takes a lot of time, especially if you're like navigating a tricky wall situation. But yeah, something for the players to keep in mind early is if they don't think they can get the assassination to be watching their clocks.
True. Yeah, I'm curious. I guess, in my opinion, and let me know if you guys agree, that the pace of this matchup is very much dictated by Beans or the Forged player. Whether they, uh, and then I
Are
guess,
able,
okay,
yeah, whether they're like able to get in there and push. Yeah, I
yeah, whether
feel
they
like
stay.
the general flow I'm anticipating is that early on Massimo will probably try to contest the midfield to force the Forge to build up there and then back off a little bit, so the Forge kind of get stuck and are trying to like go around their stuff again. You know, we'll
Mm,
see though.
true. I'm assuming Massimo's gonna play like back, like start back 4 rows, then go to back 3 rows, then go to back 2 rows, just slowly.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Just inch backwards while and make forcing the Forge to kind of stretch it thin a little bit. All right, looks like Massimo is about to accept the link.
Cool. So shoots. I'll stream it on Discord and then um, we'll all follow for my stream on Discord. That way we're all synced together. Because if you follow on the Twitch link or if you follow by yourself, usually we're a little bit unsynced from having done that with
Okay.
Ben before. Let's see. So let's look at these specific players. Let's embarrass them if they from last season. All right. Where are you, Beans?
All right, we got a link now.
Okay, cool. So Beans won both sides of this matchup last time.
Oh, in the league,
Yep.
the regular league.
Okay. Let me stream for you guys. Let me know if it works for you guys. Make sure this thing's good. Cool. Everything should be good if it works for you guys.
Yep, it's working for me.
Perfect.
Yeah, I see it.
Cool. Does it tell you who goes first with live? No. I
Mm.
guess we just have to wait for someone to move. Oh no. I guess based off magic, Massimo's
Says
going
you
first.
may. Yeah, Massimo's going first.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Jexic?
Um, I don't recall. I was busy. I was busy navigating, trying to find our things. Yeah.
Are you guys able to watch it?
Yeah, I'm able to watch it. Yeah, we're good.
Cool.
I'm guessing the Frost Mage is gonna move to the right here. Yep.
Yeah, just gonna chip.
You always want to kill those mad cogs.
Oh, an early parapet.
That's a good draw.
Yep.
Oh, the interesting thing with like the Ember cogs, if you get in the right spot, you can like hit the parapet diagonally and then not get shot by things behind it. But
That's a great point. Great point. Yeah, no, I'm curious. I'm assuming that. So, how many magic is Massimo gonna have after this turn? Does he just have a
mm,
bunch of uh, the frost axes? Just
yeah,
discards
it
them all.
looks like you didn't discard anything. Just
Must have a good hand. I'm
or he's
assuming
just
then.
thinking,
So
or is he just thinking it's gonna go real long? And he doesn't want to discard more than he has to.
true, though. In my experience, Massimo does. He just likes magic. Even with like shadow elves, I see him always like
Yeah.
heavily discard.
Mm. I feel like you can discard more heavily as Shadow Elves than Polar Dwarves, though. Although I like to discard their normal gates.
Mm.
And that's a trick I learned from Orange Lazarus when we had him on the cast, because he's like, you have all these extra gates in the Ice Golems. You can discard your standard 5 gates.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorite episodes, or in general, you guys have a great. I highly recommend people watch Aaron and Jexic's podcast. Um, what's the name again of it?
Discard for Magic.
Discard
You can
Magic.
find it on like any streaming platform or
Cool.
podcast.
And then you also have a inventor one recently with allies and magic. I forgot his name.
Magus, yeah.
Magus. Yeah.
So if you want to, after this, you can go and listen up more on these factions.
Mm. So it's always an interesting choice. I'm not sure what you guys think about this. Whether the inventor goes on the right side or the left side of the gate initially. uh,
Yeah, yeah, it's something Magus and allies were talking about. They're saying one way is more aggressive and the other kind of plays for the longer game.
yeah, I'm assuming this side, at least in my experience, is the one which is. I'd have to re-listen, but I'm assuming this side is the more defensive one. Because usually your opponent's playing to the side with the 3 spots
Yeah.
to kill the mag cog initially.
It seems this way will be harder for Massimo to get damage on the inventor next turn.
Yeah, and Bean's discarded a bit. He's at 6 magic, so I'm expecting maybe seeing a Helma come out or something to try to play for the long game as well.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I definitely expect to see Helma and Jarmund this matchup. They both seem a good champion for playing the long game and winning that economic battle.
And Massimo doing his textbook pull back move. No, he's. I'm actually surprised to see him playing Polar Dwarves because, like you were saying, he likes to play Shadow Elves, Cloaks, Breakers, stuff like that that can like hit and then run. And the Polar Dwarves are a little less mobile that way, but their structures can kind of pull back when you need them to. So
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm curious. I feel like also Polar Dwarves and Forge are both factions which uh, Polar Dwarves I think during normal turns, but I've spent like at least 30 minutes on some Ice Ram turns as Polar Dwarves. So it's
yeah, in my game with Massimo, he must have spent five minutes on at least one of his Ice Ram turns when we were playing um, this time around.
yeah, they can get very complex.
Yeah, just trying to maximize that damage and then still find attacks afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what I always forget to do when I'm doing my ice ram turns. It's like, oh cool, I did all this ice ram damage. It's like, oh, what am I gonna attack now?
Afterwards, yeah, and then undo everything. I've definitely done that a few times. At least it's not like I always face that problem with. Maybe I was thinking next league I'll probably do Eternal Council, just because you cannot undo anything because you're always drawing.
Just force yourself to play fast.
Exactly.
Still seems
Yeah, I
one
think
of the harder factions to bring to a 45-minute timer, all the
True.
planning ahead.
Which one you're saying?
Eternal Council.
Hmm.
At
Yeah, I
least
mean
for me, it would take a
you can
while for the
you
planning.
you can definitely miscount. I hate it when you do like 4 damage to a 5 life unit with your psychic assaults or something.
Exactly. Yeah, you.
And then you gotta just attack it for 8.
I'm assuming they're gonna suicide the Ember Cog. That's always the worst part about getting a unit to 1 health against the Forged. You're able to. Okay, he doesn't destroy the Ember Cog. Kind of makes sense though. It's in a good position. Maybe he wants to
I wonder
use
if
it
he,
as a way.
yeah, he's probably just gonna try to do as much damage as he can to that Frost Mage. I'm curious what the other Magcog will do. Maybe just block his the Inventor after. We'll see.
Hmm. At what health would you start worrying as the inventor? Like, what health are you comfortable with? What health against polar dwarves do you
Um,
start worrying?
I mean, Safari against Safari, you can probably get down to like 5 until you get down to 5. I'd say you wouldn't be that scared unless they've got like an Ice Smith waiting in the back, because then you can get punched pretty hard by a. Always got the Magcog with the modular.
Ooh.
Like, but again, we're talking about that. That's like modular just like changes your decision space so much as to what you're going to be able to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, maybe he's going for the Ice Golem and not the Frost Mage. Yeah. Yeah, those golems are a problem, so it's good to get them out of the way.
Exactly. Ideally, he hits the. Okay,
Huh?
nice. Otherwise,
Yeah, he does.
potential ice
Yeah.
repair.
Yeah, Ice Repair would have been nasty if he didn't finish that one off there.
Yep. Does Massimo have a way of hitting this Magcog with 3 magic? Definitely. I mean,
I think he's going to track to the back of the gate
makes
there,
sense.
other side.
All right, now it's almost impossible. I can't do
And
anything.
and Svara can't put the parapet in front of herself and hit the Inventor, so can't get it 2 spaces unless they got a Glacial Shift or something. So, oh, there's Ice
Good
Smith.
point.
Yeah, probably just gonna try to push some damage on the Inventor, I guess.
Also stop the Inventor from pushing upfield aggressively. Magcog's
Yeah,
in the way on one side, and Ice Smith blocks the forward advance.
Great point. Exactly, trying to make sure the inventor stays on that side of the board, and giving no good targets. I need you know what I need? I need Ben had this great tool to draw on the board. I need to figure. I need to ask him.
where you got that from? Yeah, like to go this way and that way. Look like you're making football plays.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So if Beansley would decide to push forward on his next turn, he does have plenty of options with swinging around to the side of Ice Smith and then placing diagonally and Magcogs, attracting forwards. Like my first several games against the Inventor, I definitely caught off guard by how high the Inventor's reach is. Because like you figure the Inventor moves twice and then builds diagonally, but on top of that, the Ember Cogs attack diagonally, and the Mag Cogs can attract to the Ember Cog, and it takes a bit to get used to their reach.
Yeah, 100%. Especially if he puts I doubt it, but if he puts a spoink down or
Oh, Sprocket.
sprocket, that thing's
Yeah,
reach is crazy.
Sprocket could turbo up.
Yep. Get that 3 damage on Savara. I
Yeah, it's
guess.
always
Sorry.
Oh, I was saying it's always intimidating playing against some of the players that are known for having a good long game, because
Mm.
you're like, maybe I should just start pushing early and go for like a more risky play than I normally would, just to try to get them, and then that's how you play into the way they want you to play. They run away with 2 health and you lose. So.
Yeah, Massimo definitely is known to play for longer games, though he can also play aggressively. I've seen. I guess
Yeah,
marrying the matchup, but I'm assuming for this one
yeah,
he's going. So
Yeah, I would expect this one to go the 40 minutes on each side. We'll see.
Unfortunately, we can't see the clocks, so
Yeah.
won't know who has the time advantage. But we can ask them after the game
Yeah.
yeah,
if it plays a factor.
If it does end up going close to time, I might have to leave before the discussion afterwards. Um,
no worries.
I have to leave at about an hour and 15 from now. So, but we'll see.
Okay, I mean that's yeah, that's perfect for the game. You should be
Yeah.
we should be able to get to the end of it. I guess this Madcock positioning is kind of annoying because ideally the inventor would love to get into this right side of the board. Uh,
Yeah.
let's get all these jagged edges, get some nice forged or burning and forged in flames value.
Forged in Flames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's why Massimo's not actually trying to attack this Madcog this turn. Uh, and like Shoot said,
Yeah.
then inventor is only forced on the left side of the board, which he has less options, especially with Massimo moving the parapet back.
Yeah. It's one of those times where you're okay just making two attacks, probably just which I think a lot of newer players would probably, or even me, I would probably like rush the Ice Golem forward, put the Frost Mage in front of it, and try to kill that Magcog too. But now, like you said, that Magcog's kind of in the way, so he's
Yep.
And if
using it.
Beansley decides to, stay in place, he can't get any force and fire damage on the Ice Golem or the Frost Mage.
Mm.
So it'd be interesting to see if Beansley pushes forward on that side of the board or not. If he
Or
has
if
an
he,
Ember Cog, the Ember Cog can reach the parapet or the Ice Golem. Okay, so backtracking a bit instead.
Yeah, the Forged worst opponent is themselves and their immobile units. Okay, kind of building a nice fortress now.
yeah, and this is kind of what I was talking about, where like Massimo was contesting the midfield and forcing Beans to build something in the middle. You know.
Mm. I guess ideally the Sentry Cog would be one forward, just because Massimo will at some point probably play the back row. Uh, but I can see the logic, especially with the gate here. The Ice Golem is also very immobile. Most likely the Sentry will be getting some value. Or maybe not. It could be that just Massimo just completely ignores that column. I can see that also. But at least then it clogs things up on I guess the third lane.
I wonder what he's gonna put in that other spot. He's probably gonna put something next to the Ice Smith, maybe a Blast Forge or an Ember Cog.
Okay,
There we go.
Ember. Do you guys think this would be a good spot for? Okay, he doesn't have it. What's the one where you can move now?
Oh, Turbo Sprocket
Not
or
Sprocket. The event.
oh, the event.
Not
I
coolant.
Coolant.
Coolant. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because that Ember Cog's probably gonna want to move, but he might not have it. The
Yeah,
funny
in
thing with Coolant is sometimes you even put Coolant on like a Mad Cog just so it's harder to kill,
hand. True.
even though it's not gonna move.
This is gonna be one of the most painful uh, ice repair turns.
If he had, yeah, if he has it, and but he hasn't been drawing that heavily or discarding very heavily, so he might not have drawn into one yet.
Very true. He's been very conservative with his hand, which means that he most likely doesn't have the champion, which Allies was talking about,
Yarman, yeah.
Yarvin, because that Yarvin is so good in this matchup.
I've seen people say it both ways, like with a J, but I think of it like a Nordic or a German kind of
Hey, you're probably right. I need to ask my grandma how to say
thing.
it.
The nice thing about this positioning for Beansley is Savara can't attack from behind the parapet next
Yeah.
turn.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe I'll summon a Frost Mage to do the attacking though, and there it comes.
The sentry cog position is actually slightly annoying because it does force. It's actually when you think about it, I'll be curious if we had allies or oh, I forgot his name again. Uh,
I'd say Magus, but it's like
Magus.
Magus. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
makes you makes yeah makes you think of the Chrono Trigger character. I don't know if that was intentional. I forgot to ask him.
There's also a Pathfinder class for the
Mm,
role playing game or like Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
yeah,
Just
yeah. I mean, probably just means like a wizard is what he's going for. But it was an interesting character in Chrono Trigger because it's one that was like one of your main enemies, and then spoiler alert, you can get him later, and he's really cool.
oh, okay. I need to put the tag on. Let's see if I can do that quickly. Oh, you guys keep talking. I'll be distracted for a second.
Okay. Um, let's see. I wonder if he's gonna move that parapet up or the ice golem. Seems to be struggling with having enough movement to do what he wants.
I feel like he doesn't want to expose the parapet too much, especially if he doesn't have ice repair. He'd like it to survive until he can repair it again.
Mm-hmm.
Which that was annoying in my game with Storm Goblins in Live League because he got an ice repair on each parapet, so I had to go 2 through like 14 health on the parapets total.
Yeah. Oh, here comes the ice ram. Oh, we're not gonna be able to see it. Chairs, you gotta click dismiss.
Oh, sorry. I'm assuming this will be a long sequence though, so.
Hold on a second.
The interesting thing about pushing the sentry cog back is you've now restricted Inventor's movement more. But I don't know that he was going to go to that side anyways.
uh,
All right. Where were we? Okay. What is going on? Did he go back on his ice ram?
Yeah, he's to the start of his turn again. So we know he
So I
has an
guess,
Ice Ram in hand. We know he has another Frost Mage in hand.
yeah.
hmm. Yeah, especially I feel like in these 45-minute games, it might be worth just doing like a value ice ram just to get one unit off. Like not some very complex. Like the first one just use to for
Yeah.
a union or like to snipe at something.
Yeah, what were they trying to get in one game I had? Oh, yeah, I was playing the newly nerfed Deepwood Grogs, and someone spent an ice ram to kill just like one of my seers that had like 4 boosts on it. I was like, okay, I can see that, just like getting stuff out of the way just to try to kill that seer, but you know.
That makes
So
sense.
I think if you could get to that Madcog in the back, that'd be one good use for it, but I don't think he's got to play for that. This is kind of a risky play because the Frost Mage needs to go 2 out of 2 to kill that Madcog. Oh, but maybe he's just, I don't know.
Ensu says I missed an opportunity to say I could sear that coming. Ha 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 ha. True, Nestle. I think animation time is something which you need to be careful of in 45-minute games. That is smart. I definitely have Uh, off topic, but shoots. Are you thinking about playing Storm Goblins again next league, live league?
I Did we sign up for the next season already?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it might be possible. I was waiting to see how today's game went, decide whether I want to play Wayfarers again.
I think if we did sign up, I think I signed up for Chosen Grove. But of course, you can always change your mind, though. I guess I don't encourage too much of that. It's extra work. But yeah, I think I'm leaning towards playing Chosen Grove this next season and seeing how it goes.
Yeah, that'd be. Yeah, I feel like Chosen Grove would be a cool faction to bring. I think B needs to be a little bit careful here. I'm not sure if he realizes that he's gonna kill the Mag Cog. Okay, that makes sense.
He pulled it out. Yeah.
Okay. Because then there's no real good play.
Oh, you could take out three unit or 2 units and a parapet here if he gets lucky.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, you're right. That'd be cool. That's a cool play.
Got the Frost Mage, one to there. Then the Ember Cog can go 2-on-2 on the Ice Golem potentially. Got it. So now if the Mag Cog can modular or like tracked up then modular back. Oh, never mind. I miscounted. I was thinking the Ember Cog's damage would spill to the parapet too. My bad. But it's still good to get damage on it. Yeah. All right. Then he's probably gonna modular out.
Yeah, at least Ice Repair will not fully heal it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a pretty solid turn. Got an Ice Golem and a Frost Mage down.
True. And with only 2 magic, Massimo can't go for any crazy. Can they go for an Ice Golem play? Let's see. 1, 2, maybe. Be a little bit hard. Actually, probably they can go for if they have a Glacial Shift. They might
Glacial
be
Shift.
able to snipe the Magog in the back. So who are you rooting for, Jexic? Just so I remember. If people on the stream don't know, this is an important match. This decides who gets first place in Live League Division 1.
Yeah, and I'm voting for the underdog Beans because if he wins, I win the Live League. So.
How about you, Shoots? Do you have any? Do you care or?
I don't have a preference between the players.
Oh, we might see that Glacial Shift play.
Yep, go for that.
Oh, just an Ice Smith. That could do it too.
I've missed way too many of these 2-on-2s though on on Magcogs with modular.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was saying sometimes you want to put coolant on it so that it can't die to something like this. But
true.
But it feels bad because you're like, I want to use coolant on something that
can move.
Yeah.
So in my head, it seems like, and maybe I hope in the future, maybe Joe or someone can show us the timer like Shoot says. I think probably Beans is up on time.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah,
but,
after that last turn that Massimo took a while on, I would expect Beansley to have a decent lead.
Yeah, that's it's still pretty early on. But on the opposite side, Massimo's been very conservative with his hands.
Yeah, so he's looking good for a longer game.
Yep.
And if he can save his time, I think in our game that we were playing, we went to like 45 turns, and he had 3 minutes left on his clock at the end of it. So it got pretty close. But that was the one game I lost in this division this time around. And then I missed like a pretty obvious lethal, and I noticed it after the game, and I posed it to like the Wayfarers Discord chat, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I would just go for that. I'd go for the 9 dice on the 5. I would go for the 9 dice on the 5 life Savara and go for the win." I was like, "Yeah."
I have to look at that post.
Yeah, that's the thing about falling behind on time, is you don't know for sure if it's going to be a really long game or not. So you can't go down to 5 minutes if you expect it to go another 10 turns. But then you start playing faster, and you might either miss your own assassination play or the opponent's assassination play, and then end up with a bunch of extra time on the clock because you made a mistake earlier.
Yeah.
Very
I
true.
ended up with a lot of time. Well, I mean, I had a bit of time because I was just playing quicker, and I went for like a 35% chance to kill and like 0% chance to lose my next turn. So I went for the safe play, and I ended up regretting it because I because I could have had an 85% shot to win if I had just looked at the board for probably 30 seconds longer. But
Yep.
oh well.
So they're
Now
able
I
to
know.
get the. Sorry.
Oh, he's killing his Embercog with a move. Just probably move that Blast
Back up.
Forge up, and he's probably maybe gonna charge forward with the Adventure too. He's yeah. He probably wants to kill that Parapet as well.
Yeah, I'm
And it's got a
assuming.
good bit of magic, so
He's
I protect the inventor side as well with a double build. Well,
yeah.
Bangkok could also move forward and protect the inventor later.
Yeah, I'm liking. It seems pretty even right now, especially with how conservative Massimo's been with Magic. Um,
And Beans has a good chunk of magic right now, so I'm curious what he's gonna summon or build rather in this phase.
yeah, I'm curious to ask him afterwards, because like you said, I think the first turn he discarded very heavily, and if that was on purpose, or whether he was thinking about playing a champion, or was it just like a long game? Just he had a bunch of cards, lots of gates, like 3 gates as the forged. Just wanted to get rid of them all.
And if he's like
Yeah.
saving magic for Helma, is it like too early in the game to play Helma, or can you play him already? There's a good bit of stuff that he could start recycling.
Yeah, I think it's almost never too early to get Helm off because you want to start recycling them as early as you can.
Agreed.
Yeah, so maybe he's just hope waiting to draw Helma.
Yeah, my guess he just hasn't drawn it, or else we'd be seeing it now. But we'll see.
Mm.
Looks like he's in the tank on this turn too, deciding what to do.
Yeah, no, this is interesting in terms of uh, this is dangerous. I don't see there's a way currently, but this is kind of dangerous for Massimo if Beans is able to like clear the Frost Mage, the Ice Smith, and then get some damage on the Ice Golem if possible. I don't think this is possible, but anyways, um, that way Massimo only has 2 magic. He's going to be a little bit behind on tempo, which you don't really want against Forge, because Forge will destroy you if if you're lacking units, and they have a clear path towards your summoner. Maybe
Yeah,
if he
because
has a
like
parapet. Sorry.
oh yeah. Oh, huh.
What's happening? There's some type of bribery happening in my chat right now between Nestle and Eden. Nestle's has some incentive also, right? He's the one who wins if you don't win, right, Jexic?
No, I think because the next tiebreaker is like faction wins.
I see.
So I think it was just kind of worked out that like Tundra Orcs won more than Wayfarers in the other divisions or something.
Mm.
So there would be three of us at 3-1 if Massimo wins. So then Nessie would be eliminated, and then it comes down to me and Massimo beat me in the head to head. But I beat Nessie head to head, and Nessie beat Massimo. So like it's all like I mean we can't just hold hands and have 3 winners, which would be kind of nice. But I don't think that's what's gonna happen. So there's the game the league demands a victor.
Yeah, this season no one else played Wayfarers or Polar Dwarfs, I believe, whereas one
Interesting.
other person played Tundra Orcs and did get some wins, so Nestle narrowly loses out on the faction wins tiebreaker first.
Yeah,
I see. So this would be between Massimo and you, Jexic.
yeah.
Mm.
And the funny thing is like Massimo lost like his first game against Nestle, and I was like, oh, just one more of us needs to be Massimo. Could be me, could be anybody else. And we just all kept dropping to Massimo after that. Oh,
So
Titan.
shouldn't Nestle be cheering for Beansley because if Beansley wins, then Nestle stays at second place and stays in Division One.
That's true. Nessie would be second place. Yeah.
Interesting. So I guess it is important for Nestle's hopes of sticking in Division One. That's why the bribery is going. Tortugatron says, bribery. What do you think? This is a turtlement? Uh, famously, Orange Lazarus in the final game got Cave Goblins versus Crimson Order, and basically guaranteed lost one of his games. Some bribery, some shady business happening. The turtlements.
No, I don't think so. I'm kind of
We
surprised to
do
see.
see a
Oh,
champion come down. We'll see if it sticks or not, but the Titan making an appearance.
yeah. I just feel like that's kind of overkill on that Sentry cog. Um, but I don't know. I guess maybe he didn't want to just bleed units with the Emperor cog, and maybe he didn't have a strong enough play going forward when the play he was thinking of with the Emperor cog dying.
Mm,
I don't know.
I'm curious if Bean regrets how long he's taking on this turn. We can ask him afterwards.
So the thing about the first play we saw where he rushed forward is he probably would have taken out the parapet, but he wouldn't have had enough damage to take out the Frost Mage. I don't know
Mm.
if he felt he was too exposed there or didn't have like follow-up turns to really pressure Svara. Um,
Yeah, I guess maybe he was afraid of, because in that situation he would have had a Blast Forge cog in front of where the Frost Mage is, and most likely a Mag cog or a gate on the other side. So he can't be forced into like the bottom quarter of the board moving. Um, and Savara could easily clog that part out. To your point, shoots. So Beans goes for the modular on the gate, which is also it's more of like a slow moving. Uh, you kind of want to stay
Yeah,
around this gate all your units, and like you did here, protect like mag cogs and stuff. Um, I kind of like the strategy Beans doing, just really just making a fortress and playing based off that. But you have to. He does the right thing where you basically have these fortress with jagged edges, so that you can summon units in between and I guess force Savara or yeah, just
uh,
if Savara tries to play around this area, you can summon between. Yeah.
yeah. Back to Massimo.
Back to Massimo.
I wonder if he's got another Ice Smith to go try to kill that Magcog.
Who would you guys rather be at this stage? Just looking at board state right now.
I mean, the combination of board state and deck left, I'd say Massimo is probably in a slightly stronger position, even though he's got less board state. He's got, he's like 5 cards ahead about if you add magic plus deck left.
Mm,
So, and he doesn't have any damage on Svara, so he's really not hasn't been threatened yet.
true. And he gets at least most likely 2 free magic this turn from Ice Ram. Hmm. Yeah. I was also thinking I think it might maybe I go with next season maybe I go with the frogs. The nerfed frogs.
The Nerf frog. I don't think they're that bad. I mean, I know like they're obviously a lot worse than they were, but I think they're reasonable now. I think they might have some bad matchups now compared to having no bad matchups.
True. Yeah, I think cave goblins seemed really even. Even when they were broken, I really enjoyed the cave mat. Like that was the only matchup I enjoyed versus the unnerfed frogs
Mm.
was cave goblins, because you could at the end of the day, the the logic behind it, I guess, when I was talking with Shoots and Vexer is that they just can only hit. They only have 3 attacks per turn, and you can even if they're like 7 hit attacks,
Yeah.
You can just swarm them and overwhelm gates with cave
It's like
goblins.
okay. It's like, what are you gonna do? Swing for 6 dice at my clinger that's got unrelenting going? Okay.
Exactly.
I did have a fun game for me last season where I was able to get 12 melee dice on Tekka in one turn, and I did hit all 12, so like turn 3 or something.
Yeah.
Insu has a great comment. This matchup is just climate change, industrial revolution versus the weather.
Gotta melt those ice caps. Do it.
Hmm. True. This would be
Probably
a.
wants to be able to
Sorry, go on.
move forward and then also shift again, is my guess. Or something. I don't know if he already moved. I forget what's moved, so maybe not.
I think this ice golem was moo. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of ice ram turns.
When you don't have the little green highlight boxes.
Yep, I need to ask Ben. Oh yeah. You mean when you're playing it? Yeah. I also need to
Yeah,
ask
yeah,
him.
yeah. Yeah. Yep, there's a shift.
Gets on the Mad Cog. It's a nice turn.
Yeah. It looks kind of brutal. Alright, well, he's gonna
Snope.
probably shift the other ice golem to hit that blast forge.
Yep.
Oh, he's thinking no. Oh, maybe he's gonna shift his 10 gate into the ice golem to get an extra point of damage off. That might be what's going on. So he can bump his ice golem with the gate.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. It's a great point. This poor parapet is just in limbo. Like I don't. I guess
Just hanging around till it gets repaired.
exactly.
Oh, he shifted back? That's interesting.
So what was he afraid of? I guess for don't know.
He's gonna get damage on the inventor here. So Beans might have to start playing more scared. We'll see. Like I said, kind of 5 is the point where I'd be more scared. But he's at most gonna get him to 6 here. Oh,
The painful.
that's an annoying. Yeah, get him down to 1, so you can't move the blast forge cog.
All right, Massimo has to discard, right? I'm assuming.
Might this like he can't get enough magic for Yarmund or Oleg, so maybe he won't discard that much. Gotta at least
True.
threaten a bear though, right? Discard 1, right?
Yep.
Because a bear would be good here. Oh, okay. No, didn't discard anything.
Yep. There's some type of Eden's already changing the rules in the chat. Jexic, you need to get in here. The
Changing
Nestle.
the rules.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so as long as Beansley takes out the ice golem, not too worried about the inventor's health right here.
Yeah,
Does
Well,
especially.
want to take more damage, but
he can build something diagonally forward and just seal that path off. So the annoying thing is his blast forge is at 1.
yeah, you probably just move the blast forge to deny magic, assuming you have an extra move.
Which you usually do with the inventor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming. You're probably moving Titan. Are you moving Titan? What are you doing with that gate? It's a yeah, poor Titan. I'm sure if Bean had 3 days, I'm not sure if he would have done this Titan play. Or maybe, I guess, because he wanted to put the modular on it. Was that the purpose? Put the gate in a position of modular makes sense. We have to ask him.
We haven't seen either Coolant yet, but again, he did discard a few at the beginning, which I feel Coolant is one of the cards you most often discard.
He has
So
a
it would be
forged.
nice to have a Coolant on the Helma. We're assuming he summons at some point. But if you have two Coolants left, Titan is a decent use for it as well.
Agreed. Yeah, Time plus Coolant
So
feels
no
good.
moves.
Interesting.
Oh, so he's leaving Blast Forge, which
I think he probably just forgot, to be honest. I don't see that.
Oh, he's unwinding.
Yeah. Makes sense.
no,
Unless he's afraid of assassination, but with two magic, no, there's no chance.
because Massimo can summon off the Ice Golem and like advance forward, but then all you're doing is killing the Sentry Cog, which pretty low priority.
Yep. All right, maybe get some damage on Savara this turn. Hmm.
Yeah, just again, the Inventor should kill Ice Golem, but if he whiffs, Madcog should finish it off, and then hopefully Madcog can again get damage on Savara, assuming the Inventor hits the attack.
Yep.
I forget what the odds of 2 out of 3 melee is, but it's pretty good.
Like 90%.
Mm. The one I remember the most is just how 2 ranged works, or a lot of the ranged attacks, because those were the same in first edition. Because everything hit on 2/3 of the time in first edition.
Interesting.
There we go.
Gets it. Fire. Maybe gets the first damage on Savara here. This barricade feels bad though, right? From the Sentry Cog. Interesting swap. I guess. I'm not sure if I like that swap, to be honest. Uh, I can understand if Massimo had 3 magic, in which case he could summon a bear and get across the Magcog. But here, it seems like if I'm Massimo, I'm just clogging the skate spot. Okay, that makes. Does that make more sense? Okay.
Well, if he had a bear, that'd be a bad spot, but he doesn't have the 3 magic for a bear. So
Mm-mm. I'm assuming Helma's coming soon. Or just a YOLO Sprocket. Sprocket is like so good. I didn't realize how good it was because I'm like 3 damage, nah, not worth it unless the summoner is just only has 3 health left. But
well, the one cool thing is you can move without taking damage with the turbo, and also like you can move it with the ability, force with the ability, and then summon something else right in that spot to do 2 forge and flame damage.
true, especially if the inventor can get in there. So yeah, I think the disadvantage of Bean's position right now is that Massimo can just do this, where he's just chilling in the back with frost mages, and Massimo has a couple of turns, or at least takes damage to get into a position where he can attack these frost mages, or get the
Yeah,
inventor
even if
forge of flames.
Massimo had taken out the Madcog, the Inventor wasn't threatening any Forged in Flame damage, just too far back.
Hmm. Might be a Helma turn. This kind of looks like a if you can get Helma, it might take 1 damage from moving, but potentially Or does Helma have three? No, Helma has three, so you'd need three melee dice. Interestingly, Bean has not. I'd be curious to ask him. He hasn't placed any workshops.
Yeah, we haven't seen one yet, and they're usually pretty good, so it could be in his bottom eight.
I'm assuming it's just too good not to play, especially in the way Bean's
Yeah.
been playing this. Curious, are there any cool modular plays?
I mean, the first thing I'm thinking is not that exciting. It's like you'd swap the gate with the sentry cog so it can start hitting that 10 gate. And that's not exciting.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Get that sentry cog. There is an argument for the inventor going back to the right side of the board, um, and just playing it very slow. Just mag cog chip at the frost mage, giving no good targets for Massimo to hit. But I guess the inventor at 6 health, you have to be slightly cautious, though. Massimo only has 2 magic, so it's not too big of a deal.
And Massimo's set up really defensively, um, in good defensive positioning, where it's not easy for the inventor to attack this turn. But like even if the inventor would advance forward and not have a defender in front of him, he's really can only take, I think, 2 dice maximum the next turn.
Mm. Yeah, either ranged or melee if you want to do some crazy, or with a frost axe or something. Yeah, if I was Massimo next turn and had a frost axe, this is the ideal position to just have a frost axe chilling in the back and just make your opponent sweat, make Bean sweat. And then equip the frost axe and it doesn't do anything. Yep, that's the life.
Get the regular 3 sword roll.
Exactly. Yeah, frost axe is a great is a funny event because you're praying like you rather have a
A
ranged
ranged die.
special, yeah, than a normal.
I kind of like this play because now that um just the frost mages don't have anything to shoot at without advancing past their gates, so they're not going to get a lot of dice on stuff.
Yeah, agreed. And then they take at least 1 damage from the sentry cog. It's a cool play. I guess also because Massimo only has 2 health. Like this would be a great
Or
if he had two magic. If he had 3 magic, he could play a bear and then a bear, right? Hitting a Titan would actually be pretty solid.
Now
Because
he's not really forced to do anything this turn because he can always just chip away at the barricade to avoid
yeah,
inactivity damage. But it looks like he might be going to shift the front gate at
and try to.
another frost mage attack.
true.
When does sentry cogs hit again? It's the start of the attack phase.
Yeah.
That's probably what he's thinking about now. He's like, I don't want to get that free damage from
Yep.
the.
Yeah, I guess. Well, Bean wins this. Actually, no, because there's another gate here. So uh, you'll be chipping at the barricade versus the 10 health gate for Bean. So we might just have 10 turns of slowly chipping away at these structures. That'd be
And
hilarious.
behind that 5 health barricade is the 10 health gate. Go even longer.
I would love it if that's actually what happens. Just 10 turns of.
What's that term in chess? Like Zugzwang or something? Zugzwang. Having the same turn or the same or something like that. Yeah.
Well, and especially with this being a 45-minute timer, I think I would have just like snap played the retreat to a defensive formation, hit the barricade, and get the timer back over to Beansley. Um,
give him some time
Keep
pressure.
that timer advantage on my side.
Mm.
So now it would be a great time for a workshop and an Ember Cog. That's what I'm calling. Swing around, get that Ember Cog down, hit him with a workshop. 3 out of 3. Kill that Frost Mage. Do it, Beans. That's good.
I like it. I like it. Yeah,
Or we could
workshop.
just ship it Gates for a while. I don't know. We'll see.
I never thought we would see this formation in this matchup.
The
It's like
double donkey stack.
exactly double donkey stay. Yeah, it's a tower. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Nestle asks, I'm gone for 5 minutes. What is this formation? It's beautiful. This is peak Summoner Wars right here. Yeah, all mid. Yeah, for
If
the
you did
league.
have Helma, Titan could shift the sentry cog, and you could put your Helma right behind that gate where it's very safe and get some free recycles if you
Oh, that's
want.
a great point. Yeah, you just pray for this barricade to get destroyed and just abuse Helma. No, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, though unless he drew Helma last turn, he probably doesn't have it.
Maybe he's gonna place Helma there.
I guess as viewers, the great thing is that this is a 45-minute game, so they kind of one player is forced to at some point move up.
But yeah, now I don't even know who's ahead because Beansley had some long turns of his own, so it might be pretty even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been about an hour, so about 15 minutes each if they had even. Um,
15
which is
minutes remaining each. Yeah.
yeah.
They're gonna have to start playing faster at some point because I,
Yeah,
feel like if it's an economy game, we're only like halfway through the game.
Yeah, no, if this was a
No
3-day game.
Helma.
No Helma. Okay, slowly chipping away at this gate.
We actually opened a summoning space for Massimo to use. I guess probably just counting on Massimo not using it.
I think the Madcog gets attracted there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the second Mad Cog.
There's Huggin in the middle.
I
Oh,
think
now
there's
he's.
Barricade. But again, if Helma comes out later, that's actually a good one for recycle.
Yeah.
No, I like it
So
because
is the one.
sorry.
So is the 1 health Madcog if he can get. Yeah, but now he doesn't have the magic for Helma.
I like it because it's hard to for Massimo to actually he can occupy both gate spots, but that requires this Frost Mage to be just destroyed the next turn, or yeah, the Frost Mage just gets very easily taken out.
Yeah, that would. I think you just rather leave the gate spot open than having
Yep.
the Inventor summon off of it and destroy whatever's blocking that spot. And your only other target besides the 10 health gate is the Sentry Cog, which obviously you'll take some damage in return and isn't. Just clearing a Sentry Cog doesn't feel that great, but not much else to do this turn.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed. It's Bean does not have Helma. This would be a great Helma turn, like you said, with Helma and Modular, just killing whatever's in this Frost Mage spot.
Yeah, this is why I can't play the Forged. Because a lot of their games end up kind of grindy. Although I guess my Way Forward Fair's game against Massimo was also grindy. Like I said, I think it went to like 45 turns.
Damn, in a 45-minute game, that's.
Yeah, he had 3 minutes left. I think I probably had probably 10 or 15, but
Okay.
Yeah, my games against Polar Dwarfs always tend to be economic because it's too hard to assassinate Svara. Svara doesn't really threaten assassination in return. So most of the factions I play are pretty economic as well, so usually the route this game goes.
Yeah, no,
Hmm.
it's Ooh,
Oh,
there it
there's a
comes.
bear.
The bear. Yeah, I
Hmm.
feel like bear can do work on this side of the board because bean has no good way of using like Forge and Flames is not happening on that bear anytime soon. Um,
Yeah.
and so at most you're hitting it with Titan and some Mag Cogs. Yeah, no, I do like the bear. Bear is like one of those units because of its magic cost. You ideally want it to last at least 2 turns. Like a common, which is three, or any three magic unit, um, similar to Titan. Uh, you
That
don't
was
want
like the first turn Massimo could afford a bear.
true.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten to 3 too often.
Okay, getting
Oh,
Svar in there. Pretty safe on that
hoping
side
for
of the board.
hoping for a 3 out of 3 on Titan, or at least I guess 2 out of 3 so the Titan has to move and die.
Mm,
He's been doing that a lot, leaving stuff on 1 just to mess with beans.
uh, yeah, but I think he's not trying to mess with beans. He just is missing.
He's just missing. Well, there was one time with the Frost Mage where he hit something and
Mm.
got it down to 1 with a good hit, you know. But
Oh,
I
true, true,
think
true. On the left
on
side
the
of the
other
board.
side,
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. Oop. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can
Cool,
hear
cool,
Yep.
you.
cool, cool, cool.
So I noticed that 10 minutes ago, Massimo did say they both have 21 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
So it should be pretty even on
So,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I wouldn't want it to just be a lopsided time thing.
Mm. Yeah, it never feels good winning on time. Never feels good. Look at that value sentry cog. 2 damage. It's done its job. Alright, this is ideally you want either 2 or 3 damage. And gets it
That
2.
2's good enough. Yeah, that bear's gonna be hard to take down.
Oh.
Ooh. Huh. But that attack didn't matter though.
It's actually it might be a good attack in terms of this game goes to really late. You have something to hit.
Yeah.
I think the only way the bear would fall is if the Magcogs shift over to Titan and hit 444 range dice, which really isn't worth the risk for Beansley.
Yeah, definitely not.
Mm.
Because then you get basically 2 free. You kill both of them for free with the bear, right?
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah, trample one and hit the other with.
Oh, he wanted to get the
Oh,
you can do the move before the heavy mobile. That's
I didn't
interesting.
realize that. That's so cool.
yeah, I did not see that play coming.
Oh, what? Yeah, what's it called? Pivot? Is that what his ability's called? Yeah, I think so. But
Beans making
We
plays.
see the first workshop.
Sadly, you can't get both Mac Cogs. Yeah, no, because with not
With
within 2.
6 range, you feel pretty good about getting the bear.
Yep, yep. I'll definitely see these range dice are the most unreliable. Unless you're playing Shadow Elves. Shadow Elves always hit their dice, right?
Well, most of their dice comes from Seekers, so
True, true, true.
oh, if that was a 3 out of 3, that could have been really cool for Beans because he could have
Double
got
hits.
a double hits for yeah.
Mm.
How much damage does Massimo have? Just 1. So I wonder if he jumps the Magcog forward to hit Svara or just continues to block the gate spot. You probably want to block the gate spot, but
Hey, interesting. There is an argument I think for. Okay, he's just gonna hit the gate. Safer play.
yeah, for damaging Svara there.
Yeah, I guess Svara only goes down to 8 and it doesn't really change. Like Massimo's still gonna play the same way with Svara at 10 or 8.
Oh, but the nice thing about swinging the Madcog up is you would block the Ice Golem gate spot.
Also, this Madcog's say, yeah, that makes sense.
Because
Well,
then
he's still.
Svara can't summon anything on her side of the field next turn.
Unless it's an ice golem with building.
Oh, yeah, with building. Good point.
Only one magic, but I think the problem about that play is
Oh, yeah.
you kill it anyways. Yeah, you get both Madcogs in that situation. Versus here, you only get one Madcog.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you... Ice Golem would clear the first Madcog and Svara clears the second, so...
Though three,
Yeah.
two range dice with 3, I've missed way too much. It's definitely not 75%. It's like 50-50. Yeah, Eden's right. About 10 minutes per person if they have even clocks. This might come out to a timeout, to be honest.
That's really what it's looking like to me. Like, Svara has so much health and so many cards left. Beansley still has Helma, assuming no discard, which again I couldn't imagine being discarded in this matchup. So both of them still have lots of economic steam.
Took out the Magcog. The 2 for 2. And that gate's not going down anytime soon.
What about if it just comes down to a roll off? Just, both just.
And Inventor's in kind of an awkward spot now because everything in front of him is immobile.
Yep.
Yeah, like Madcog kind of has to shift forward to get an attack in. But then if you don't have another Madcog to take the spot, you just open up that gate spot.
Yeah, and the workshop dies.
I mean, you
I
can
think
summon something off of your gate and attack from there.
Yeah, true. Go from that side. Yeah, no.
Yeah, losing the workshop doesn't feel great either. There is no bear cavalry coming down. Still sitting at 2 magic. So I
Yep.
guess the workshop survives this turn.
I'm assuming, yeah. I think this would be a great Helma turn. Yeah. So,
Oh.
and then yeah, you shift to that side and you just start building things away.
Yeah, probably the barricade this turn. Ooh, cool it. Yes, nice. Oh, he didn't. Oh, he's gonna modular in. Gotcha. Oh, that's a good 3 of the 3. Oh, that means a Frostmage can kill the Magcog unless it moves out of the way.
Yeah, I'm assuming in this because of that you smelt down the
Magcog?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was thinking the barricade at first, but
Yeah, I think ideally he would have wanted that, but yeah, did too.
or he might attract behind the workshop, and then yeah. Oh, all the way behind the sentry cog. Yeah.
Yeah, smelt down the workshop is probably what he's thinking. Though you kind of
Or the barricade.
the
Well,
barricade, yeah.
no, now the workshop could be killed this turn since it's open.
But I think you kind of like it if he's wasting 2 attacks on the workshop. And that is like lower chance. It's probably like a coin flip, right? What is that? 1 range dice, 2 melee. It's probably a little bit higher. It's probably like 60%.
Yeah, also Helma has 2 exposed sides this turn, so yeah, if he's wasting 2 attacks on the workshop, that's 1 less attack on the Helma.
Yep. And it has to be. I doubt being threw away a workshop. Like he has to have the other one in his last 4 cards.
Yeah.
Workshop you don't really throw away as forged. All right, this is a big one. Okay, hits it.
Yeah. He's probably eating into his time though, but hopefully, yeah, we'll see. Oh, so he does smelt the magcog, just saving it for later.
All right. Uh, Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like uh, Polar Dwarves are one of those factions where usually like the last like 10 cards are a lot less than you think because usually like 2 of those cards are used in the
The
combo.
gates.
Yeah, the gates and the combos. Ice Ram, Glacial Shift.
Possible.
I'm not sure how many times Massimo has discarded because you can assume he discarded or would have discarded his gates if he's drawn them already.
Yeah,
But
good
I've
point.
hardly seen him discard any cards, so he might just have gates
Yes.
left.
Which when
Yeah.
he finally does draw them will be a nice boost of magic to, I assume, Yarmund is sitting in his hand and he's just waiting to get to 5 magic. Um, so of course Yarmund would have been more useful earlier in the game. We've still only seen one parapet, so he definitely has the second parapet left.
Oh, this is exciting. I get to ban someone for the first time. Let's go.
What happened?
Well, I just had some Russian link for like go to this
Oh,
site for single ladies or
yeah,
whatever.
gotcha. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say if that without that gate, I was like, you're just gonna let them punch Svara? You know?
Maybe after this I'll make a Eden a mod. Oh, did Svar completely miss?
No,
No.
they haven't
Oh,
attacked
attacked
yet.
yet. I see. I see.
Yeah, Helmut's gonna eat a lot of range dice right here.
Oh, 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
Another 3 for 3.
Oh,
Oh wow, that's brutal.
yeah, that really hurts. I mean, Helmut can retreat with switching with the 9 health gate,
Yeah, true. In
but
that
it's still
position.
open, and it can attack the gate to recycle some. Well, no, attack Frost Mage first, then retreat. But unless you summon something next to the gate, well, even if you summon next to the gate, Svara can still move the gate and attack it.
Massimo discarded card, then thought better of it.
I'm assuming there's a bear coming out. That's what he's
Yeah.
thinking of. Hmm. If I were Bean,
It's
I'd be raging. But
at that 6 out of 6.
yep, yep.
Yeah, the odds of 6 out of 6 are pretty low for range
I think you just have to
because
get
it's
in there. Start going.
yeah,
Get in there with
like
Inventor.
Yeah,
mm,
because Helma is probably going down next turn. Really no safe spot for its retreat too.
I wonder if we see a rare summon off of that gate on the side, get like an Ember Cog and just start beating up Swara. That's my solution to everything, I guess. Is get Ember Cog shoot. but but I mean it's not yeah. I don't
That's how we advertise Summoner Wars. Come see sexy frogs and big damage. Plat Hat Games. True.
know. Oh, okay. Oh, maybe he will seal him off with the gate. He's trying to get more Helma value.
He still gets it, right? Yeah, because you just move the gate, summon a bear. You get one side, but okay. At least Helma's hitting. What do you do here? I think yeah, workshop. Oh no.
Oh, that's a 1 in 36 chance.
Hmm.
No bear.
No bear summoned. Yeah, less than 10 minutes per player. Interesting. Ice Golem moves back. I guess you're gonna move the Frost Mage up. Yeah, that way Helma can only attack the gate, which is fine. I mean, Helma is completely fine, just recycling every turn.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity to just recycle probably the barricade.
I think you recycle the Ember Cog because it's gonna get hit. You move it up to. You just
Well,
recycle it.
we'll
Oh,
move it
that's
all
true. Yeah,
move it
as
all
long
the
as
way
it has
up.
2
Yeah.
health that it can move
Yep.
back to the inventor. Close enough to Helma,
What's Helma's range? Is it 3?
Yeah, three.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Three. Yeah. Yeah, I think you just go for Helma here, for Massimo. Go for the.
Go for the 9 out of 9 range.
Exactly. Actually, no, you can't because if that happens, then Sfar just gets surrounded by the inventor next. Oh no, Bean only has one health, or one of magic. Because if Sfar goes for it, Bean, if he has like a gate and another barricade, he could just surround Sfara. I guess is the danger.
They've got to be getting low on time now.
Yep. It's too bad there's no extend time function. Like both players agree, extend time. But look, I guess that's what you get for like it's a live game, so you have to time is something you do have to manage, and that's the part of the stressful part and part of the
Yeah.
game.
I'm guessing Massimo has more time based on his behavior in this turn.
Yeah, agreed.
that poor sentry cog just hanging out.
Yeah, the side just left alone.
That would have been a good smelt target, but it's not. It's been too far away to even do that.
Yeah, not happening anytime soon.
I see that. I think this is why I lose to players like Massimo because I don't know what he could be thinking about at this point. You know, but I'm sure there's some considerations going on that are beyond me at this point.
Yeah, I'm curious. Curious what he still has. I'm assuming Massimo. I mean, how many cards has Massimo discarded? I guess that's something we can look up while he's changing his turn. I think Massimo's player 2.
Yeah.
No, that can't be right. Oh, discarded. So he's only discarded 5 cards.
Mm-hmm.
So probably some gates and maybe a champion or two. Or bear.
Oh, he can get in there. For some reason I didn't see that because I forgot that you can move your own structure and hit the Helma, and now he's not doing it.
Massimo has to be a little bit careful. This is they both have less than, or yeah, they both potentially have less than 5 minutes,
Yeah.
or around 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should be at 10 minutes total.
Oh, going for it, going for the ice ram for the 1 damage of the Helma. Interesting.
Yeah,
This is a big roll. Big roll. This is probably a
I
better
mean,
play. I'm not sure if you. Sorry.
no, I was saying that when he Oh, he's got a shift too. What's he gonna do with that? Oh,
Well, you can
just
move Ice Golem. Well,
Back and then up, so it's two. That makes sense. Gets an extra damage on Helma.
mm,
yeah.
It's a lot of resources though, and actually, the good thing is that it also gets rid of this spot where you can get some Forge and Flames value. Um, that said, he will destroy Helma, uh, but like Massimo's still favored if there wasn't a time discrepancy. Let's say it that way. Like this could easily come
Yeah.
to a timeout. I don't I don't see how this does not come to a timeout now that Ice Ram was played, like the second Ice Ram.
And the second glacial shift as well, so polar dwarfs are very predictable now.
Yep.
hmm. But like, I don't know. Bean has no good targets. He only has one magic. It's a tough turn for him too now. Well, that's kind of what Massimo likes to do is he'll just give you no good targets, you know.
Yeah. He's very good at that, and he plays factions which are good at that.
Yeah.
If this was a normal game, I'd say advantage Massimo, but to be honest, I don't. Yeah, I just see this coming to a timeout. I don't. I don't see how this does not end in a timeout.
Yeah, I'd really expect some faster turns at this point where you should be able to fairly quickly take a defensive play because there's not too many assassination options to play around and just take a quick turn and pass it back to the opponent.
Agreed. Big value ice ram. True.
Uh, I mean, I guess with like the modular, he could try to kill the parapet, like build something in front of the inventor, and then swap it with the gate. But then whatever that is probably gonna die. So, oh,
Yeah, unless it's a sentry cog, in which case we'll try to play away from it. Yeah, it's
yeah.
hard. No good options.
And we're assuming he's got units. He might have burned through a lot of his units in trying to discard for the certain champions.
Yep.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few mad cogs go down. I'm not sure how many of those he has left. The sentry cogs are usually something I discard more often.
Mm.
Of course, no magic to summon an Ember Cog or Blast Forge this turn. Yeah, just move the Inventor back to a safe position. A unique at an attack, so it has to be the Ember Cog. Does discard again.
Yep. So now he's got
So more
two.
options next turn.
Yep.
Now Massimo's playing quicker to try to not time out. He's got the Ice Smith. He's just running in.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, I think
We could
I don't
advance Ice Golem twice this turn.
right and get it next to the Ember Cog.
Yeah, you're not really afraid of Sfar dying here, even if because he can summon something next to the gate bean, but that doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it looks like it's Massimo versus time right now is the game.
We're at 5 minutes now. Okay, so Ember Cog will be able to attack next turn.
Yeah.
Maybe finish off the Frost Mage. Only one on the Inventor.
Does Massimo discard? Oh, attacks his
Oh,
own unit. That's smart.
the magic denial.
Also, the Ember Cog can't move.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good play.
Mm.
Yeah, we could just see another Ember Cog suicide this turn. Otherwise, Massimo can just easily collect it for magic later.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the Embercog can attack the Ice Smith as well. Of course, the Inventor
Oh,
should be able to take down the Ice Smith himself, but there's if you do whiff on that attack,
the Ember
then
Cog could be back up.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm surprised Massimo. I'm assuming he just got rid of all his bears, because I would definitely have 3 magic here. Just threaten the bear. Huh.
And we haven't seen a single champion from Massimo either, have we?
Yeah, and at this point it seems fairly unlikely with Massimo's magic limitations. And then not too many turns left, so not a lot of time to get value off of him anyways.
Mm-hmm. Blast Forge cog up there. Interesting.
Oh, he's gonna swap it with the gate. Try to
Oh,
keep
makes
a
sense.
parapet.
Makes sense. Yeah, and then
Uh,
that's value. Lots of value. Get some magic back.
Because he smelt a lot of stuff down, so he's got things he can summon. Oh.
So his last card is
Did he-
a. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, did he get 1 smelt or did he get off 2? I mean, the Helma did fall very quickly.
I think he got at least 2 off,
I think he got 2.
maybe
Yeah.
3.
I think just 2.
Oh yeah, I was thinking he was gonna get another one, but then he did the Ice Ram play.
Yep. Top of the deck. That's what it's called. Isn't it the bottom of the deck? This is just probably a typo. So he got a Magcog and a Workshop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's at the bottom of the deck, right? You don't put it at the top of the deck. That'd be broken. Oh, you're really good. Oh, he gets the hit. Okay, gets the damage.
Oh, and looks like he moved his Embercog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did hit both of his attacks this turn.
Huh.
The card count has really evened out. 5-0, 2 magic for Beansley, and 5 and 2 and 2 magic for Massimo.
I'm surprised he doesn't. I guess he doesn't want to move the ice golem up for Forged in Flames plus Inventor. Yeah, he has another parapet. Brutal. Oh, only 1. With 2. Yeah, what can Massimo's last cards be? I'm assuming definitely another Ice Golem. Let's see. No. Yeah, I want to check things, but I can't because I know the game is is really tight. Like, there's no time, so they're gonna be playing really
Yeah, we
quick.
could see it. We could see a timeout in a minute if it started right on time.
I think we might have started a little later, but yeah.
Oh, interesting. What's the attack? I'm assuming the attack of the Ice Golem here, right?
Yeah, probably.
And then Madcog.
The Magcog's just kind of hiding.
Interesting. I'm not sure if I would Magcog there, to be honest.
The Magcog's behind the parapet, so it's not hiding there.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
But it could retreat, of course.
It can retreat, or you could even reconfigure and then retreat.
True. I forgot attract is a thing. I haven't eaten my breakfast yet, so too hungry. I like it. I like it. Just getting the value of Blast Forge. Oh, going for the greedy. Oh no. I like it. If Bean had a reconfigure still, he could do some really late game shenanigans with his Magcog with both Ice Rams and Glacial Shifts off. Oh no. Yeah, Massimo's playing really quick. Yeah, I do not see how this does not come to timeout. To be honest, the way they have like each like less than a minute. Oh, the ice repair. That's brutal.
Oh, that is brutal at this point.
Especially because Bean missed on the ice golem.
Yeah.
Needs a one magic again, so limited options for playing.
Oh
Oh,
no.
and he gets the 2 for 2 as well.
Oh, the timeout. Poor Massimo. GG's. That means you're the winner, Jexic.
That feels so bittersweet or just weird, you know? I mean, based on the board state there, it was looking pretty bad for or good for Massimo, but
Yeah, I think it would be
because I don't know, yeah,
Like
less.
next
I don't know
turn,
how.
the Inventor could move back and kill the Ice Smith. Um, get back up to 2 magic. Inspire wouldn't be able to do too much to punish that.
Yeah, I guess it matters with the
Just get
last two
another like
cards.
2 damage on the Inventor.
Yep. Still has the gate with
Yeah, it would
modular. Yep.
Yeah,
be interesting what the last cards were. Massimo is now at 4 magic, so if he had a champion left, just one discard or one more kill would get him to the champion, and be hard for
even like
Beansley to defeat a champion at this point in the game.
yeah,
It'd be interesting. Yeah, no, he was looking like Massimo was going for. He would have had the magic if he discarded one, like you said, for a champion, which would probably be the game. Um, Bean just doesn't have the resources for that.
But yeah, because it was the Massimo's turn, so he might have discarded one of his 3 cards and then played the champ next turn. He treats the bar having the health advantage. Yeah, it very much seemed like a Lord Dwarf win. But really, with the 45-minute timer, well, it hasn't come down to time for any of my games yet. It's come close, and I'm fine with winning or losing off of time because, I mean, spending more time on your turn helps you take a better turn, of course, and it's just one of those risks you have to evaluate, like we talked about earlier in the game. You know, if you take a 10-minute turn here, it should help you later down, unless you run out of time later.
oh, Massimo has arrived in the chat.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Massimo.
Hello.
Hey,
So
Hey,
how
Bean.
close were we on time there at the end? How much time did Beansley have left?
I had,
Like
yeah, I think 3 or 4 minutes. 3:21 is what I'm seeing. So we were pretty close. I mean, it's 90 minutes past when we started, so yeah, makes sense.
How
Oof. That's very unfortunate for Massimo. I mean, I think he definitely was gonna beat me, and we were messaging a little bit back and forth, but I was just saying like, hey, just letting you know you got this much time. Like, don't want you to lose on clock because it's the worst way. So I feel for you.
Yeah, it's probably the worst way, and I was feeling good about the match. But yeah, I've seen my time, and yeah, in the end, I thought like, okay, you have 3 minutes, just rush through your turns, but even rushing through your turn takes a minute,
Yeah,
Yeah.
or
especially
like
with
half a minute.
the orbs and all of the forcing and all of the specific positioning you have to do.
So we were predicting, Massimo, that we felt like you were going to discard and play a champ next turn. Was that true, or what was your end game plan if you hadn't run out of time?
I think yeah, I just had enough resources to trade. I mean, yeah, Beasley just had 3 cards left, and I had another beer in my hand, so I'm not sure. Yeah,
You were chilling.
how.
I'll tell you, next turn was not going to go well for me. The fact that he had that ice repair made it so, I mean, the only things I had in my hand were a Blast Forge, an Ember Cog, and a Barricade. And so, and I only had 1 magic. So if because of that ice repair, I left those things on 1 health, not on purpose, but just because I was going for risky plays at that point.
Hmm.
And I was like, well, if they're at 1 health, that's okay. I'll be able to Forged and Flame them, and then I'll get that extra magic. And that was no longer possible, so I was gonna have to just attack with Inventor and risk him, and it was not gonna go well for me, I don't think. I will say that turn, Massimo, where you did the Ice Ram and killed my Helmaw was, I mean, that was a really good turn. I was hoping to get a lot more value out of that guy. I will say you got the 6-for-6 range. That hurt my
Yeah,
feelings.
okay. That's six dice against him. Yeah,
I was feeling pretty good with a 9
and
champ,
uh,
and then all of a sudden he's 3.
and then like the Ice Ram turn was sealing the deal, but I took too long preparing for that move, so
Yeah, no, Shoots was talking about that, where 45-minute games are interesting because there's sort of this time to strategy ratio, right? Like, you came up with an amazing turn, but like you said, it took you a bunch of time. And so you have to manage both those resources in live games.
definitely. And yeah, I mean, Polar Dwarfs are probably not the best action to
I'll
for
say
the live games.
Forged is the same, right? There's just so many possibilities that are like outside the norm of Summoner Wars, and I'm sure going against them, it's the same of like, what do I need to prepare for? It's so different than what you normally do in a Summoner Wars game, right? So it's like you have to unlock a different part of your brain than you normally do, and that's harder in a live game.
Definitely.
Definitely.
It's two
Forge as
factions which
well.
oh, sorry, go on, Massimo.
Yeah, Forge as well. So many options and different plays. And yeah, my game plan was to throw Ice Smith at the inventor to slow him down, and I
You
think that
definitely
worked.
did. It felt like every time I left any kind of opening, you had one of those guys, and they came out and they hit my modular magcog, they hit my other magcog. Like they just kept finding these like crucial little targets that I thought were tucked away.
Yeah, but yeah, I also had the right dice always. Yeah, the 2-on-2s hit, and 2 times I got your robots down to 1 life, so you couldn't
Yeah.
react with them.
We were in the
Yeah.
chat laughing. What was it? Turn 14 maybe? No, when was it? There was like a few turns you guys just had the middle. It was like the funniest formation.
Okay, yeah.
Turn
Just
17, yeah.
blind.
Yeah, it's 16, 17. It was just like the funniest formation. Just like this giant 2 lines in the middle of the board. Very symmetrical.
Yeah, I'll say that's a testament to Massimo's positioning. It just never felt like there was anywhere good to go. And so I was like, well, might as well just block this 10 health gate and see if I can just get a little stuff on it.
Yeah, I was expecting you to stay in this position and just trade and attacking walls and barricades.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what we were thinking. Is this going to be. Because you had 13 health on one side, 9 health on the other of just gates, just our structures, just hitting back and
Yeah.
forth.
That's something I love about Forged, and like that turn is part of it where it's just I don't know what I'm doing with them. I don't know if it's the right turn or if it's the right move, but it's like a weird move, and so I just want to like go for it and see what happens.
Mm.
And like usually the results are not like immediate. And normally when I play Forged, I'm like losing econ, losing card deck and stuff, but it tends to even out at the end. So I'm not super worried. Like the whole game, I had like 4 less cards in my deck than Massimo, but I wasn't super worried about it. And I just was like, maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. Like, might as well try something here. And it seemed like it was going according to like what I wanted until Helmaw got like eviscerated. That was kind of the nail in the coffin, I thought, for me. Obviously, I won on the technicality, but that I think Massimo was going to win there.
I'm curious, what were you guys discarding? Uh, I guess with you Beans first.
I went into this thinking like I know that I want to have a lot of threats at all time, and so the first turn I just discarded my entire hand, which was all commons, and I thought that and a coolant, I think too. And I thought that gave me the magic basically for the rest of the game. Like it just kind of snowballed where I think I had 6 magic that turn, and then I was around 4 or 5 the rest of it,
Mm-hmm.
which can be a problem for Ford. Sometimes I'm at like 1 magic or 2 magic, and I really don't want to discard, and so I thought that set me up well for it. But yeah, usually I was just discarding commons and some gates for myself too. But that was mainly the only time I discarded because I saw Massimo was not discarding a lot at all, and so I didn't want to get completely outpaced.
Yeah, no, you had a. I think
Oh,
there's. So you can go, Massimo.
oh no, go ahead.
You had a turn where Massimo had a nice bear play. The only turn he summoned a bear, and I was like, oh, this bear's gonna do work. And then I forgot that Titan could relocate after moving, and then he was able to get the. You were able to get the bear that turn. That was a cool play, Bean.
Yeah, I thought that felt cool.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if this is possible. Yeah, but yeah, it's
The relocate heavy.
simultaneous effect, I guess.
I will say that did set me up for failure for the rest of the game because then I just had that sentry cog over
On the
there who
corner.
did nothing else for the rest of the game.
Yeah, in the
I mean,
corner.
getting rid of a bear is probably enough. Yeah.
Probably enough, but I was hoping to Hellmaw and get him back in the deck, but you smartly like separated the field in half and I couldn't reach him.
Mm.
I was very slow on discarding cards. I was more or less happy with my first hand, and then at in my third turn, I had to admit I couldn't get the magic for what is it
Oh yeah, the champion.
champ.
Mm.
What's his name?
Yeah, I know. Let me find
Five,
it.
five
Yarmont.
magic.
Yarmont. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And this is
Actually,
yeah my go-to champion if I play with the Polar Dwarfs, but I had to realize there's no way I'm playing him anytime soon. And yeah, I think yeah, in the third turn I discarded my first magic, and then still I was very slow on discarding cards. Maybe yeah. On the other hand, yeah, I wanted to keep these ice myths for getting them in the way of the inventor, and yeah, yeah. In the end, I discarded my beers and two champions like Jamund and the melee one. Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were saying
and yeah,
beers instead of bears.
the bears.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, that's funny.
yeah. Normally going against Polar Dwarves, I'm not like if you're summoning frost mages and golems only, I'm think that's like a win in my book, just because they're like not the best units in terms of damage. But in this game, it was really tough to play around them, just because of the forged like lack of mobility and that health is like a ton of health when I'm not getting any forged in flame value, which I essentially got very little in this entire game. And so you did a good job with those mages. I mean, they were constantly useful and in good spots, and I think you understood like the range is your advantage and where also to like draw the line so I can't just completely crash in.
Yeah. But I think it's quite amazing how quickly the inventor can shift from one spot to another, and yeah, with building diagonally, yeah, they have really a great range to yeah to establish their
The
commons.
Massimo, I have a question for you. On turn 10, So this one was probably the turn I had the most trouble with. I felt like you were luring me into a trap on this. Is that what you were trying to do?
On 10.
Where I could completely charge in and like go onto your side of the board,
Yeah,
but
I remember. Yeah.
but
I mean, you tried a lot of different options that turn,
yeah,
and I mean, in the end, I only had two magic, and so yeah, only an ice golem could have come out. But I had glacial shift and ice realm ready.
yeah, I figured
Um,
as much
but
because that
still,
was
only two
the two
magic.
magic was, not anything crazy, but I figured I would have a blast forge that's probably gonna die. I'd like if you are ice ramming. Worst case is I could get like surrounded by structures and then I'm just kind of screwed a little bit, but it probably like I really wanted to go in and maybe that would have been a better move, honestly, but
Yeah, looking at it, looking at the yeah situation right now, it could have worked definitely going in and not sure. But what cards would you have played?
I had
Like,
Titan, Helma, a Magcog, a gate, and a modular, so like what I really
okay.
wanted to do was Helma, but I thought also that might be a little too exposed for Helma.
Oof, yeah. I
These
Kind
are
of.
mean,
the
yeah, you could have only
bits.
played the champion and
Yeah,
nothing else. Maybe a barricade. Yeah.
Mm,
yeah,
Yeah.
and if I played a gate to like protect myself, then I would just be blocking half the board, and you could have been able to be behind there. So, there, like I was saying, you didn't really give me any good options this whole game, and so this was a big turn of that. Of can either go in and probably get eviscerated, or I can go back and be a lot less of a threat.
yeah, play.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would have been a better play for me because of the time. It would have been yeah.
When I
A clash. Yeah, not sure. Yeah, maybe it was the better play to stay back. If you only thing is, if you only play one, yeah, yeah, maybe only one unit would have been too little.
Yeah,
If just Helmut came out and mm,
I've have a tough time of like debating when to go in and when not with the Forge. Like they're at their best if you're completely up against the opponent, but if it's obviously the riskiest time too. And Polar Dwarves, like I came into this really not wanting to go into your back three rows just because you can build stuff out of nowhere, and I didn't want to be surprised by that. And
mm,
so that was another consideration of going in, like you just be able to build anywhere around me if I went that way.
yeah. But in the end, if you like, you had one more magic and maybe could afford like the champion and a Magcock would
Hmm.
have been maybe
Yeah, I don't know.
a play to think about. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, no, interest. Sorry, we're gonna say something, Bean.
No.
Mm. Uh, cool. So I guess this means Jexic wins wins the league. Or
Damn. Yeah.
two-time winner Jexic. Too bad he's not here for his speech. Um, he said he
That'd
didn't
be
want to
good.
win this way, but uh, is I'm curious if you for next season, are you guys gonna bring the same factions? Or are you guys thinking about changing it up? Um,
I
Well,
like
I'm
to change it up. Yeah.
yeah, I've changed it up every season, and that's like one thing I like about the live league is you can focus in on one faction, and so Forged has been fun and it's been weird, but I don't feel like I'm the best with them too, so that's another aspect of it.
yeah, just to practice. The live league is great to just practice factions you are not the most comfortable with. Um, an experiment. How about you, Massimo? Or sorry, Eden has a question. How do you pronounce your name?
Massimo.
Massimo? Oh, Massimo. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Uh,
in the end it's just my handle. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think I take a new faction as well. Maybe Wayfarers. I played them a couple of times lately and enjoy these quick plays and Aldo, of course. But yeah, I'm open to a lot of factions, so we will see.
Jackson
What,
cracked the secret code, which is that Wayfarer games will never lose on time.
True.
yeah,
Yeah, Wayfarers.
yes.
Yeah, I'd be curious if there was if there was just like win rates for just live league or like 45-minute games. Which factions would increase or decrease in win rate?
Yeah, I mean, I got last league, I was the Cave Goblins, and that was a good choice, I thought, for going into live games and just how fast they are and how quickly they can overwhelm and snowball into stuff.
Yeah, just aggro factions in general, or like aggro factions which are not too much thinking, like Forged.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
are
Forged. A lot of thinking.
good. Okay, cool. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Just a good game to Massimo over there, and thanks for
Yeah, good
playing.
game.
Sorry for to win on that circumstance. It's not what either of us wanted, but it was a good game. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, have to be a quick thinker next time. Yeah.
It's hard with polar dwarves, especially with ice ram turns. It's not a
Ice
simple
Rams is
faction.
a nightmare. Yeah, and I needed it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Anything you
Thanks
want?
for
Sorry.
having me. Oh, okay.
Or were you gonna say something, Massimo? Sorry.
No, no, no. Everything, everything's been said. So,
How about you, shoots? Any questions?
No questions. You actually stole my last question. But yeah, well played to both of our participants. I do find this an interesting matchup between the Polar Dwarves and the Forged, and congrats to Jexic on another live league win.
Yeah. Thanks to Eden for putting on the live league. This is my favorite way to play Summoner Wars, so I'm glad we have a way to play these live games. I do love the 3-day games as well, where you could just really get into the thinking, but live games where it's just quick in and out and you're thinking as hard as you can and then done with it is my favorite.
Yeah, it's
I do
nice.
like that extra challenge of not being able to take as many like 5 and 10 minute turns and really forcing you to take a lot of your turns in like 2 minutes or so.
Mm, no, agreed. I think it's nice having a mix of the both, where you can play some
Totally.
3-day games and some live league games also. Um, but yeah, no, I guess this will be most likely unless Eden has other games, this will probably be the last game we stream for this live league season. But we'll be here next live league season unless Ben decides to stream again. Uh, hoping for Ben 10's return at some point. Hopefully he's doing well. Uh, but yeah, thanks for joining, guys. I'm gonna get some food because I am starving.
Yeah. Have a good rest of your day, everybody.
Yep.
yeah,
See you
you
guys.
too. Bye.
Peace, peace.
Bye.